All right, let's talk about something that's, well, on a lot of people's minds, but maybe isn't so easy to talk about out loud. We're going to cut right through any of that awkwardness and get straight to the facts about male health. And really, it all comes down to this one simple question, right? How do I know if I'm okay? If you've ever had that thought cross your mind, believe me, you are not alone. It's a totally normal question that just comes from wanting to understand your own body and your own health.
Okay, so let's dive right in. First things first, worrying about this is completely valid. It's way more common than you'd probably think. Our whole goal here is to just cut through all the noise, all the myths, and separate what's real from what's just fiction.
And this is where so much of the confusion starts. For generations, this idea of virility has been all tangled up in these cultural myths. Stuff about performance, about numbers, about how things should look. But honestly, that stuff often has very little to do with what's actually going on with your health. So, if we want to get a real picture of what's going on, we've got to shift our perspective. Let's move away from those old myths and talk about what a doctor is actually looking at when they talk about male health.
Now, this is really the key. In a medical context, virility isn't just one thing. It's not a single score or a single trait. Think of it more as a reflection of your overall health. It's how your hormones, your heart, and even your mind are all working together. It's the whole big picture, not just one little snapshot. Which brings us to a really important part. It's time to bust some of those myths that just won't go away. We're going to put them side by side with the facts so we can unpack some of these common worries.
So here it is. Myth number one, the biggest one of all, that everything hangs on one single physical thing or one performance metric. The truth? Your health is a reflection of your entire body. Your heart, your mind, your hormones, it is all connected. That's what's actually painting the real picture.
And oh man, this next one causes so much unnecessary anxiety. The myth that if something feels off once or twice, it must be a permanent problem. The reality is our bodies are not machines. They respond to life. Stress, not getting enough sleep, what you're eating, all those things can cause temporary dips and fluctuations. It's totally normal. It's just your body sending you a signal.
And you know what? This leads us to the best part of this whole conversation, the part where you actually have the control. Let's talk about the role your lifestyle plays, because these are the real keys to your well-being.
And it's not some big secret either. It really boils down to these 4 pillars. Eating a balanced diet to fuel your body properly, getting regular exercise to keep your heart strong, making sure you get good quality sleep so your body can repair itself, and of course, finding ways to manage your stress. These aren't just little tips, they are the absolute foundation of good health.
And I love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. This isn't about some miracle cure or a quick fix. The real power is in these small, consistent things you do every single day. That's what builds real, lasting health.
Okay, but what if you're doing all this stuff? You're eating right, exercising, but you still have some concerns. Well, it's just as important to know when it might be time to chat with a professional. So let's talk about some clear, simple signs that mean you should probably book an appointment.
We can break it down into a really simple checklist. Nothing to be alarmed about. First, are the changes you're noticing sticking around? We're talking several weeks or even months. Second, are there other things going on too? Like, are you always tired or have your moods been all over the place? And third, is it really starting to stress you or your partner out? If you're nodding along to any of these, it's a great reason to just get it checked out.
And let's be super clear on this point. Talking to a doctor about this stuff is a proactive move. It's a sign of strength in that you're taking charge of your own health. It is never, ever a sign of failure.
So as we wrap this up, I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. When you think about your health, what's the real goal here? Is it about chasing some specific number or living up to some myth? Or is it about building a solid foundation for your overall long-term well-being? Because changing your focus from one to the other, well, that can make all the difference in the world. Thanks for tuning in.